Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Hilal Farul Hamam from Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. In here I will talking about clean and affordable energy as a major part of point number 7 of the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. Indonesia is one of the developing countries with the foremost populous population in the world. Of course, every developing country has an aspiration of prosperity and a high level of social welfare like developed countries. However, it is not imaginary to turn the palm of the hand stepping from developing countries to developed countries because it is very difficult task. With a very large population, Indonesia's biggest challenge. If we talk about economical electricity, of course we will talk about the coal. It seems to be a puzzle that become homework for developing countries, especially Indonesia itself, to be able to provide from the cheap but also clean and electricity energy. Of course, coal which now is a backbone energy can no longer answer this, even though this is cheap, but it is a common now and renewable energy ability which is expensive. Of course, for Indonesia as a developing country, it has not been able to use clean energy source, which in fact we are not affordable for consumer. On the choice of the clean energy versus cheap energy, our country's energy law still hangs the energy pieces based on fair economic value, consuming of production, conservation, and environment costs, in addition to ensuring that people can be saved electricity. The policy of the Indonesian government is still sitting and setting on the idea of grow and the clean up later following the footsteps of China and India. Despite all the trend is regarding renewable energy must still power this economic with coal, following a pragmatic approach with the old-fashioned build more and clean the dirt later mindset. The paradoxical condition of a cheap versus clean energy bring us to an idea how to create a new alternative energy, especially electricity, that is cheap but also clean, such as solar panel, windmills, geothermal, microhydro, but mentioning as a new renewable energy as a solution to the cheap versus clean energy paradox seems to have to pay attention in several things. First, in the term of energy destiny. Energy destiny can be defined as the potential for how much energy can be stored in unit area. If we need approximately 100 megawatt of electricity, which energy requires the most land for the material availability? Second is the potential of limited resource. Energy experts say in the electricity energy projection in General Draft of National Energy Ruin in 2050. Third, it does not harm to ecosystem when operating. Environmentally friendly power plant must be of course also pay attention to a balance of the ecosystem and the existence on the other living things. The concern of the airways is the project nation electricity. Demand is only met by using NRE is the consumption of a very large solar and wind power plants. Talking about sustainable energy, the environmentally friendly and based on welfare, there are several things that need to be considered. First, the problem of low land clearing and not damaging environmentally. Nuclear is one of the energy that has great potential with a large energy yield. Second, storage and processing of the production waste, which is currently a matter of a great concern in the projection of the clean and sustainable and energy development. And the third, economical. However, economic value is the most important factor if you want a welfare-based energy concept. Talk about energy, we are just talking about lamps or anything else. Energy plays a vital role in line of human life. Energy is the main driver in the national economy. It's still clear what happened when there was a total power outage, blackout, that hit the Jakarta, West Java, Central Java, and surrounding areas. An element of the Indonesian nation should be aware that the sustainable development should be energy welfare. Young people must be politically literate, technologically literate, and dare to express their expression through the writing and orally for sustainable of environmentally friendly energy based on the welfare, electricity, energy and mining consumption must work to create a cheap electricity, and it's time for government to create regulation that are the interest of the people. Okay, That's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.